I thought about just going through and entering like every single spell while I was at it.
That seems like a disaster.
Yeah, how would you know what's prepared?
There's a little checkbox. You just
Mm,
check prepared. So I got to decide what I'm going to prepare.
All right.
good luck.
So while you ponder what you want to prepare, also ponder the events of the last session. For those of you who don't remember, which I'm just going to assume is none of you, and that you guys commit most of your memory to remembering the minutia of our D&D adventures. You successfully delivered the Bluebird to the representatives of the Traskian Trade League aboard the Marmy Scupper. It transpired that she seemed to have a friend in a high place, and she was issued a pardon, as well as documentation proclaiming her to be a privateer working on behalf of the Trade League, as well as a letter of assurance that Lubeck has the support of their merchant navy in the spring when they're called upon to enter the war raging in the east. Vincent also got a nice little token to remind him of the Bluebird, which was a tricorn hat that she is very clearly had kept on her for quite some time. It was very faded and dog-eared and a little ratty. On closer inspection, he noticed that it seemed to be a gift to her by none other than his mentor, Ricardo. Uh, they seem to have had some sort of romantic relationship many years prior. The party also got, as their reward, the Marmy Scupper, which was purchased from Captain James Hill by the Traskian Trade League for a very tidy sum of gold, and then transferred to Pending Adventure. In the signature of the purchase agreement, Vincent noticed a thieves' cant symbol meaning friend. You guys had a relatively uneventful trip back to Lubeck. A lot of just palling around, really getting to know the soft boys. Chester, in particular, he's the crowd favorite, I'm sure. They all have such interesting personalities. When you guys arrived back in the city, you noticed that there were thieves and what I will loosely call traitors strung up from lampposts. Arriving back at the Squeaky Wheel, Captain James Hill in tow, as he was looking for a bit of a strong drink after that last adventure. Proprietor informed you that the captain of the Day Watch, so somebody that you guys have actually never really met, was proclaimed to be a traitor and is sentenced to execution, along with most of his Day Watch members. And Captain Salt, the man with the rug dungeon, as Fedorov
Fuck
knows
that guy.
him, is now, at least in the interim, captain of both the Day and Night Watch. As well, after his quote unquote attempted poisoning, Captain Rumptouch, head of the Royal Guard, stepped down, and Captain Salt is likewise filling his shoes. The party knowing that there seemed to be some sort of conspiracy on the part of those two, them being in league, Captain Rumptouch and Captain Salt. You also had the matter of who would take over captaining the Marmy Scupper. Kind of given the choice between Amos, who uh, grew up or spent his early life on the sea and had always wanted to captain a ship, and the reappearance of Fedorov's good friend, serial mail tamperer, Captain Mac Rackle,
Mac.
captain in name only, who ran an inn down in Trapper's Keep until he was forced out by the Rock Gnomes, who moved in when Pending Adventure opted not to take a financial stake in the town. Apparently, betraying trust and such doesn't impress, and you opted to name Amos captain more or less in name only. The
Yeah,
official captain being Fedorov.
I believe I told him that if he takes it out of port, I was gonna like do lots of pain.
So,
That
something
sounds right.
something like that. Until you guys could make a decision on who would be the long term captain. Probably an outside hire.
Yeah, we're gonna have to put like a job posting up.
There you go. Ye olde classifieds. So you headed up to the Hall of Dynamic Affairs, grabbed some contracts, and have decided to. Oh, excuse me. That Wendy's is coming back up, as Wendy's tends to do. You guys opted to help out the Lubeck Geological Services in finding out what waits below. So we'll pick up straight away in the Squeaky Wheel. We can say you guys have had you guys decided you want to do this contract, and then you just sort of, it was probably about evening when that happened, called it an early night. You guys are starting out after a long rest, refreshed, and ready to tackle the day. The contract did indicate that there was some additional component that would be provided to you if you chose to accept this contract, which would entail going back to the Hall of Dynamic Affairs and seeing what's being offered up to you.
Oh yeah, we need a map.
I'll go.
Yeah, that seems like your purview.
Yeah. I'll definitely do that. Anyone want to come with?
I'm gonna hang out and talk with Ty to make sure we've got Sheila in working order.
Yeah, you guys have been gone for about a week and a half. Before you guys sailed out of port, you had made the decision to ask Ty to upgrade Sheila into a full-blown carriage, going with the sort of stealthy diplomatic option instead of the war chariot carriage hybrid. Might be prudent to see how that's coming along.
Mm-hmm.
Can I have cleaned the crab stink out of my room last night?
Yeah. So your crabs, Amos didn't do a very good job of following your detailed instructions. There is just one crab left, though. He seems abnormally large.
Oh. Okay. Well, at least I got some results. I'll clean all the dead ones out. He can live.
All right, yeah, Zazuzu busies himself like eating the crab whole and crunching on like the carapace.
He loves it. All right, then I'll go. I'll grab a drink to go and then go with Ryan to the Hall of
Okay.
Affairs.
Proprietor says, I don't think you're supposed to be out drinking on the streets.
Brown bagging it, bro.
But then he turns around to do some administrative work, and Mac Rackle, who, not being qualified to really do much of anything, just sort of like sneaks you a mug with his two hook hands. He's taken on a part-time position at the Squeaky Wheel to make up for Amos's responsibilities elsewhere.
So how do you...
Have a drink on me.
Thanks. I still don't understand how you hold glasses with two hooks, but I'll take it.
Tis a bit of a learning curve.
Okay.
Takes a bit of practice.
Appreciate it. You're a real pal, Mac. All right, let's
Yeah.
get the fuck out of here.
So, we have to go to the. I gotta zoom out here. Way zoomed in. We're at this.
You cut out if you're still talking.
Sorry, I think when I like click and drag stuff, it turns off my push to talk. I should just turn that off. We have to pass through kind of like the bazaar.
Yep.
Somewhat to get there, right? Can we go like poke around? I gotta find I just kind of want to look around and see if I can find someone selling like a glass box.
What kind of glass box are we talking?
Actually, no, not a glass box. Let's say like I'm looking for somebody that can carve things.
What kind of things?
Like
Glass boxes.
well, no, I had two ideas. I decided to go against the glass box last minute. I'm looking for like what do you call it? The thing on the front of the ship.
A masthead?
Prow.
Yeah, I want somebody to carve like a little masthead out of my old club. Now that I have this dope ass shillelagh.
Okay, so just like a wood carver.
Yeah, just somebody to just whittle something.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be huge or anything. Just
Yeah, I mean you didn't have a particularly big club,
yeah.
but yeah, you can have a little poke about. You pass by the wreckage of oh, what can I think of his name? The man whose wife you screwed.
Oh no. Eglock.
Yeah, Eglock. Uh, it had been burnt to the ground. Whether or not that was related to the events that transpired after is a little unclear. Figurehead. Thank you, Vincent. And yeah, you find a little stall that does carvings. Woodsley's Wooden Doodlings.
All right. I'm gonna walk in and ask Woodsley if he would be willing to wooden doodle a face of Salune out of this piece of wood.
Says, "Oh, might that I could, friend. Gonna have to refresh my memory on what that Salune is."
I'm gonna like kind of describe like she's goddess of the sea and navigation and all that stuff. And then I'm gonna try to draw her like what I picture to be her face.
Okay, real stick person.
Yeah.
It's offensive.
You're gonna get my home office attacked. He kind of squints and looks at you and says, "This ain't one of them foreign gods, is it?"
No. It's just something I personally believe in that nobody around here does.
I don't, I don't truck with no witchcraft. That's what this is about.
No,
Cool.
nothing like that. Just good luck charm for the boat.
Says, all right. Could be that I can do that. She's gonna run you 15 gold for the carving.
I'll say, oh god, I don't even know how much I have left. Buying the boat was a lot. I'll say I'll put 5 down now, and I'll guarantee 5 when I come back, but I'll give him the extra 5 if he does a real good job.
Says, I don't know how they do things where you're from, feller, but up here, you pay and then you get what you pay for. I can do you a 5 gold job. Ain't gonna look like no Sir Lunar.
Okay, I'll give him 5 up front and 10 when I come pick it up.
He says, no, you're not getting it. You're gonna give me the 15, or you're gonna get the 5 gold job.
I will take my business elsewhere. I will find someone else.
All right. You find another stall.
I'll do that later.
Okay.
I don't need to deal with that now.
Yeah, that you find somebody who is willing to do it for 15 gold, and you can pay them when you come back.
All right, I'll do 5 now and 5 later.
All right.
Why do you want to do that so bad? All right,
What?
never mind. Nothing.
That's Ool talking. All
I
right.
just need to make sure it's of good quality. If it's not up to standard, I will just leave them with some weird carving that they made.
All right.
All right.
Ool, is there anything you wanted to get up to in the bazaar?
Not in the bazaar, but I'd like to swing by the old meadery on our way back.
Okay. So you guys come into the Hall of Dynamic Affairs. Go up to the old lady that's always working the front desk. Her name is Maud. She says, you filing a contract, dearie?
Here to pick one up, actually, and then I'm gonna read off what was the geological people. What was their name again?
The contract is what waits below, and it's for the Lubeck Geological Services.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask, say, we have this contract. We're looking to pick up the rest of the details. Something about a map.
She kind of adjusts her half moon spectacles, takes the contract from you, and then sort of looks it over, and then flips through a little thing, a little like not address book, like the thing that salespeople put business cards in. If you know what I'm talking about.
Rolodex.
No. Yeah, a ye olde Rolodex. She finds the little index card she's looking for, pulls it out, and then hands it to you. She says, "Oh, sorry, no map, but I got an address."
Oh God. All right. I guess thank you for this address. Was there any notes left with it?
Nope, just the address.
Okay. Where's the address to?
It's in the nicer part of town, sort of the inner old hold area that rings around the palace.
Do we have to walk by there to go to the meadery?
No, it's the exact opposite direction.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Do you want to go to this address, or should we go get Vincent?
Let's stop by and get Vincent first.
Oh, you guys are adults.
Well, we gotta swing by and check out the meadery anyway. We went to the Dynamic Affairs. That was what we were up to.
All right.
So while you guys are, kind of detouring off to the meadery, Vincent, you wanted to go see a man about a cart.
Yeah. I want to head into the workshop and see what Ty's progress is on Sheila.
You can see there is a cart sitting. When you left, it was hoisted up.
Mhm.
It's sitting on the workshop floor, and it is basically unrecognizable from the last time you saw Sheila, which was basically, a flat wooden platform with wheels,
Right.
and a heap of scrap metal. Now it's this it's a very elegant looking carriage.
Damn.
It looks very dainty, and it looks like it's like it's made of cheap wood. Well, not cheap wood, but like it's made of wood. But when you get close, you can tell that underneath the veneer of wood is solid. Excuse me, solid solid metal.
That win.
Nice. That's some good work.
There no tie to be seen.
Really. Or I go check. If I recall right, there's sort of like a small little office
Yeah,
in the back of this thing.
there's a little office in the back, and then his bedroom would be up, and a loft upstairs.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I go check in the office and see where he's at. He's in there.
Nope, there's no no anybody in the back office, but you do see that the nudie calendar, the dates have been crossed off to today, so he's around somewhere.
Are there any notes on his desk?
Nope.
Yeah, no appointments. Okay. Is there any? If I'm gonna look at the nudie calendar, is there anything circled for the day? Does he look like he's got something?
There's a little thing penned in that he's circled in red, which is clean out.
Clean out.
That doesn't sound good.
You guys had recently acquired on the others. So the workshop.
Yeah, I was gonna check that way.
Yeah, the workshop adjoins the north wall of the Squeaky Wheel. On the north wall of the workshop is this consignment shop. The proprietor Hollowstone has offered you an open-ended lease on.
Yeah. Or if I, I like to think of it as the urchin hangout.
I got a quick question.
Yes.
Nudie calendar. Male firefighters, hot women, dwarves. What are we talking?
It's
It's a real grab bag.
yeah, it's like somebody spilled 12 different genres of nudie calendar on the floor and pieced it back together from that.
Well, at least he's got an open mind.
This one is um, uh, in honor of Smoke Feast, Sir Daddy Barnabas,
Ooh.
but it's
Yeah.
just a buff stout dwarf with like
It's like
uh,
sexy Barnabas.
yeah a little bunch of mistletoe over his junk.
Nice. There you go. It's not even this year's calendar. It's
You can tell
keeps
he's
track of the days.
he's cut it out and pasted it onto an old or a new calendar.
It's like a greatest hits of nudies calendar. Like,
It's a one of those. It's like a day calendar. Every day is a new nude. It's like a
Nice.
flip book. Anyway,
ooh.
so
Yeah, we could talk about that for a long
yeah,
time.
this D&D game is now my D&D erotic calendar pitch meeting.
Followed by 3. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna head next door then.
So you go in through the front door. It's got bells on it, jingles. You hear the unmistakable sound of Ty swearing in a room, sort of further and further back.
I'm gonna head back that way.
No urchins to be found. He's piled like mounds of shabby old clothes, like things that Goodwill wouldn't take. Shirts that have like 3 armholes and
Okay.
things that are so threadbare you can basically see through them. Uh, you can see he's piled them all, and he's just essentially like grabbing handfuls of clothes off shelves and putting in these piles.
Hey Ty,
Whoa!
what you doing over
Oh
here?
my god, you scared me.
Didn't hear the bell, huh?
No, sorry.
Oh,
Hey,
all right.
where you guys? You're back. Where you been?
Oh my God. Have you ever been on a boat, Ty?
I try not to.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear that. Do you know what you're doing back here? You're not throwing anything useful away, are you?
I don't think any of this is useful.
That sounds like talk.
I except for oil rags, except as oil rags.
Well,
Who's gonna wear this? And he holds up like an extra large shirt that has like a wolf embroidered in it, howling at a moon.
God damn, you never know when you're gonna need this kind of thing.
Cheaper would wear that.
Cheaper would wear that.
It's got a walleye pin stuck in it.
Says, sorry, I was trying to get this, get this place cleared out.
Oh, that's fine.
Kids refuse to come in here. It's a little irritating.
Yeah.
A little spooked out.
Well, I mean, if you find anything that that's at least wearable, set it aside. I'd like to harvest something useful out of here.
Says, all right. Calm down. It's the strangest thing. I could swear that I cleared this room out yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, how many days have you done this?
Every day this week so far.
Does it look like he's made any progress?
No, it looks like it's everywhere you look, even as you were walking through, is just filled with clothes.
That's concerning. All right, well, what do you do with the clothes when you...
First, I threw them out by the curb and let the neighborhood take care of it. And the stuff they wouldn't take, I burned.
Thorough?
And then I'd come in the morning and At first I assumed the kids were just being lazy and hauling him in from the back rooms, leaving him in the
Mhm.
lobby. But I know for a fact that this room was empty last night when I went to bed.
That
That
I have no explanation for that.
the kids swear that there's doors that go to different places further back. Rooms that they've only seen once.
You know,
One of them came crying to me. He said something was watching him. I told him it was
Jesus.
probably just a mannequin. Those creepy mannequins.
Yeah. You know what, Ty? I'm gonna say hold off on this until we get. I don't know if Tinsel's ever coming back, but this seems like a job for Tinsel, or at least Ool. She's into creepy mannequins.
Yeah. So as you say that, you kind of look around the room, and the mannequins have very like flat faces, but very, very, very detailed eyes.
Yeah, this is giving me the creeps now too. You know what? Why don't you go give me a little walkthrough of what you did to Sheila?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's let's get out of here.
Yep.
Then you hear the front door while you're still in the back, sort of like open and shut.
Yep. Let's go.
All right. So you guys head back to the workshop.
What's going on at the meadery?
Yeah, I was gonna say let's jump over to the meadery and then we'll have you guys all converge back at the workshop here.
All right. I didn't open up my notepad with everybody's names. What are the dickhead brothers' names?
I gotta open up my notepad.
All right. I say, what's up, Soren and Devin?
Oh, you beat me to it. Oh, hey, how's it going?
Great. How's the mead been?
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So, you know, maybe we don't need to read into it too much, but someone kind of came in and said that our latest batch made them vomit blood.
Oh God. What? Why?
It's probably nothing we need to be concerned about.
Did you put the dusty, powdery shit in it that I told you not to until I got back?
Did you say
It turned
no?
one of my crabs into a giant monster crab. I was doing experiments. You put that? Did you put that in all the meat?
Just just a batch. It was only like
Oh
three
my God.
300 bottles. We
Holy
sold out.
shit. Great. That's gonna be great for our reputation. Fantastic. All right. Yeah, that's not good. How many people complained?
Well, there was the guy, and then the gal and her husband.
God damn it. Okay.
I would say 30 people.
Jesus, 30? That's too many. Okay. Throw all that shit away first of all.
Oh, we sold it all. Yeah, we sold out right away.
Okay, well, don't get rid of the pollen. Just put it somewhere and don't fucking use it again. You know I can do some pretty freaky shit. You probably should listen to what I say next time. Yeah. Go around and try and recall all of the bottles that you sent out.
Do we offer a refund?
Oh my God. How much did you make selling it?
Well, it was $5 a bottle. Or, sorry, 5 gold a bottle, and we sold all 300.
Oh my God. Okay. 1,500 gold. Yeah, I guess.
I mean, we don't
Well,
have that much, liquid asset.
what did you do with the money?
We put it back into the meadery. We were gonna brew more of this stuff until, the blood
Well,
vomit.
people started vomiting blood. God damn it, you two. I thought you were going to tell him not to fucking use it. What happened?
Uh,
He's
the
one that...
Yeah, the brother that is very against it, just like he looks very very angry, and just says, "Oh, he didn't ask. He just did it."
All right, I'm gonna figure something out. Maybe I can get those urchins to go steal it back. Maybe find the unopened bottles or something. But yeah, make some more mead. Don't put any of that shit in it. And go talk to my friends down at the dock. If we lost our business in town, we can at least sell outside of town. We got a shipping boat now.
Oh, you have a boat?
Yeah, we got a big ass pirate ship.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. Go talk to my captain. He's kind of an idiot, but so are you. So go do that. I'll see if I can get some of the mead back. Don't fuck this up. Also,
when
where's
you say
my
go
cut?
talk to the captain, I kind of like perk up. Yeah?
Yeah, do you want to go down there?
I was pretending to be the captain in that instance.
Oh, you are the captain.
We're not giving Amos anything but title.
Yeah, you can deal with Fedra up here for the logistics.
I'll discuss logistics.
All right, roll to logistics. So, you guys want to head back to the workshop then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, hold up. Where's my cut for all of your blood money?
Well, so you're gonna find this really funny. We put a whole bunch back into the meadery, and then we bought some land.
Oh God.
He seemed like a very trustworthy guy.
Who?
He just came in and asked if he wanted to buy some land.
You know, you're supposed to go seek out land. You can't just wait for somebody to come by and ask if you want to buy some land.
Are you saying that's suspicious?
Yes, that was very suspicious.
Huh.
Okay, where'd you get land?
It's way up north.
Like how far up north?
Like way up at the tippy top of the island north.
Jeez.
We got it at a great deal though.
Yeah, probably. That sounds like a terrible place to buy land. Damn it. Have you seen it yet? Is it even real?
Sight unseen. Well, when you say it like that.
I fucking hate you.
I'm gonna ask him. I'm gonna be like up in the lashes.
They say no. That's more to the west of here.
We don't need a geography lesson. Just take the ship. Well, Fedorov, you're the captain here, apparently. Can they go take the ship up to the newly acquired land? That's probably a hellhole.
No, definitely not.
Well, what else?
No,
are
we're
we
gonna need a
do?
captain for that, and I'm not sending Amos up north, the place that my sister disappeared at, with two jackasses trying to peddle mead that they poison people with.
They
I have to veto that idea.
Okay.
They say, well, if it makes you feel better, we put your name on the deed.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't make me feel any better at all. All right, I'll figure it out. Do you have a map to where the land is?
What
you know
what
what
did
town
you
it's near?
what did you name that batch with the poison pollen in it, if I might ask?
Internally, we just called it batch
Poison.
batch, yeah, poison brow.
What did you tell the customers it was, and what was special about it?
Nothing.
I would assume
Oh,
they
you
did.
jackasses!
It did have a very distinctive purple color.
You
I'm
could
purple.
just say that that's only for what's your race again? I forgot. Brain fart.
Tiefling.
Yeah, that's the tiefling brew, and that they shouldn't have bought that because they don't know how to consume it.
Oh God, you should be my PR man. All right, yeah, do that. Go around, spread that rumor. Here. Do you have any gold left over?
So
We'll talk to the urchins and get them to spread the rumor.
Okay.
I was sort of, funny you should bring up money. My brother and I were sort of hoping we could get a little cash infusion.
No,
Is
absolutely.
that the land deal was quite expensive.
How much was it? It was all 1,500 gold, wasn't it?
Well,
Okay. All right. See you guys later. Fuck you both. Yeah. And when I get back after this next fun adventure I'm going on, you better have this shit figured out.
Get your shit together.
All right. Let's leave. Slam the fucking doors. Get out of here.
all right.
I am angry in real life.
If you
All right,
poison
let's go.
people in D&D, you poison people in real life. So you guys stomp back to the Squeaky Wheel. Fedorov, you can pick up your carving on the way.
Oh, he's done already?
He is.
All right. How's it look?
It looks like a carved wooden pickle. With like,
Is there blood on it?
yeah, you can tell that he cut himself a little bit. And then there's like a stick figure face carved into it. That's kind of a smiling lady.
Ooh, new shillelagh.
I'm just gonna shake my head and ask him to try again. I'll be back after this adventure. You have a couple of weeks. Go to the library, look at a couple pictures, figure it out.
Okay. All right. So, you guys sort of are walking up to the Squeaky Wheel as Vincent's coming out of the I
don't know what we're gonna call it.
Yeah, the HQ,
Yeah,
the clubhouse, whatever.
there you go. The clubhouse.
He's got like a sock stuck to the back of his shirt, like a dirty secondhand sock.
Ugh.
You guys all walk into the workshop together, and then Ty sort of gives you the rundown on the cart. He says, definitely my best work yet. Real proud of this one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. See, she's fast and nimble. But she's got some toughness to her, and then he knocks on it, and you can hear the clang of metal underneath the wooden veneer. Oh yeah, she can take a hit or two. Keep rolling.
Fedorov's like,
I didn't cut corners on the suspension, the axle, or anything. So you get yourself a couple good horses or one large sandworm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should be good to go. It's got all kinds of smuggling hidey holes if you want to be discreet. And I'm still working on getting the paperwork for getting you into, any trade city you might need. Any city state you might find yourself traveling to.
Okay.
That might take a little bit of, and he rubs his fingers together. Gotta contact the right people and grease the right palms, but.
Mm-hmm. Well, they probably know your face at Grumple's, so I think you take what you need.
All right.
Dude, could you make a deposit for me while you're there?
Sure.
Okay, here's 300 gold. Put it in my account.
Ooh. All right.
Hey,
I got fucked over once today, so I know I trust you, Ty. You're a good pal. please.
I
put it.
wouldn't fuck you guys over. We have
Of
history.
course you would.
I know. I'm just in a bad mood.
So, side note, how much money is that going to cost?
It's gonna run you about 400 gold for the whole package.
All right. Sold.
And I mean, there's gonna be some upkeep on it as identification changes. These are
Yeah.
top of the line counterfeits.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not going to get into the gnome cities. They've got their own system,
Bastards.
as you
That's
know,
fine.
which is where we met.
Yeah. Didn't expect it. We'll just steer clear of them now. We've got a boat.
Oh, nice. You want me to take a crack at it?
I think right now it's in a sort of dry dock.
He looks a little hurt. Oh,
Well-
I guess that's, I get it. I'm the cart guy.
It was really, we struggled to get it in to port.
Oh, I've had that problem.
I think it probably would have sank had we not got it up on some stilts.
Right. So we didn't really have the luxury of time to come and ask you for your help.
All
but-
right. I get it.
If you'd like to pop down to name of
Yeah,
shipwright, you could tell them you're with the crew, and we'd like you to take a look if you want. At least you don't have to help with repairs, but I want you to go down there and come up with some ideas for improvements.
okay.
How's
Yeah,
Also, make sure they're doing a good job.
yeah.
That's
I'll go take a look, and my head's already buzzing with ideas.
Yeah.
Let's see. You put me on the spot. I can't think of anything good.
I know. Hey, go down there and just whatever comes to mind.
What about
It'll probably help to see it.
a boat made of smaller boats? Yeah.
You know what? At this point, there are no bad ideas.
It's kind of already one of those.
That is true. Yeah. So anyway, that's a new project for you. Are you keeping the urchins busy?
Oh,
Any
yeah.
new recruits?
They're definitely busy with the work on the Peach Street.
Oh, that's good. Good to hear. They're keeping. Has territory expanded beyond Peach Street? And
No, and I've been meaning to talk to you. We got to be careful. Is taking over, a street from the Peach Street boys. I mean,
yeah,
they're small
titular
time.
street.
We're small time, but
Mhm.
Lubeck. The pond in Lubeck is only so big, and
I agree.
we're gonna start drawing the attention of the big fish if we're not careful. And
I'm gonna lean forward and be like, I can turn into a dolphin.
It's true.
sort of tussles your hair and says, Yeah. We just gotta be careful is all I'm saying. I mean, you guys are out of town more often than not.
Right.
And most of the boys are boys. If we get ourselves into a real turf war, and I don't mean, school-age boys throwing rocks at each other. He wiggles where his missing finger is.
Yeah, we did kill some kids.
We can't handle that.
Yeah, I've been meaning to talk to you about recruitment too. I have noticed that our age demographic is trending a little younger than
It skews young.
Yeah. Which isn't a bad thing. We provide the boys a home, getting them off the streets. Well, I guess
Really putting them on.
putting them on our streets. But still, I like to think we're changing some lives, but we really ought to focus more of our attentions on. If we want to expand, we should probably get some real Experienced people?
Some hard men.
Well, yeah.
What about soft boys?
We've got soft boys on the boat. We need some hard men in the streets.
Gives you a very confused look.
Well, I'm not saying we have to recruit, 10 people per week, but
He says,
if you
I'll put some thought into it, all right? But the problem
Yeah.
is, why is someone going to go with us when they could go with one of the big boys? The Don's men. Yeah.
Yeah. How about you give the boys something to do while we're away. Have them look into these other organizations and see what they're bringing that we're currently not offering.
Ooh.
Healthcare and such.
Can I
Schooling.
make a request? Can I borrow some urchins?
He's only got 5 of them.
Oh, there's only 5 urchins?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can
yeah,
have a
maybe
couple.
like 1 or 2. Yeah, we need to spread the good word about my mead and make sure people know that was a test batch.
Oh, the stuff
Oh.
that makes you vomit
What?
blood.
Oh, everybody knows. Yeah, that was
For
shouldn't have
tieflings only.
happened. Tiefling only. There was a batch to go to Tiefling Island. It came to this island. Bad idea. Spread the word.
Real logistical nightmare.
Yeah. If there's anything the urchins are good at, it's grifting and like selling,
Ooh, yeah.
lies to people.
And if they could, maybe I'm sure they're good at thievery. If they can steal back some of the tainted bottles, and maybe just sell them to the lowlifes around town. Maybe scratch the label off them.
I'm saying
That'd be
maybe it might be nice to have a reserve of that for ourselves.
Poison. And it
Right.
turned that crab huge. I mean, maybe there's something good about it. Maybe
Right.
it only works on crustaceans. Who knows?
Launch
I
your
know
own line
Tinsel's-
of crustacean-themed libations.
I know Tinsel's big into animals. Maybe she knows what's going on with it.
You know she's not afraid to experiment.
Yeah.
Mail or something.
He
We
says,
can replace your urchins with giant crabmen.
Well, all right. That's a different pivot on the whole street gang. More of
Someday.
a river gang.
People. Crab people.
or a subterranean empire thing, but
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. You can have.
Lies below.
he says, all right, so 2 urchins for the crab juice
Sauce.
collection,
Yep.
and 3 to suss out what the competition is.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, I'll put them straight to work.
I've got to. This is an aside for me. I got to make sure that Ty doesn't think that he's the leader of this gang.
I mean, you
He's
did
pretty-
tell him that he's the leader when you're out of town.
That's true, but he makes a good point. He's around the kids more than I am.
He gets.
I'm like this.
You're
I'm like
gonna
the
have to show
stepdad.
up
Yeah,
and
you-
give him a Nerf football every time you're in town and
Yeah.
get some chicken wings.
Yeah. I'll promise I'll take him to the baseball game, but I'll forget.
That's okay. You had a little too much to drink.
They did give me the mug. I am best boss.
All right.
All right.
But he says, yeah, the cart's all ready to go. You just gotta hook up the horses or the sandworm, and off you go.
We don't
She
have
took
any
the
horses,
sandworm,
do
right?
we?
You don't have any horses.
I think she left Gummy here, didn't she?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. She left him in the courtyard.
the dog. All right.
Is Gummy considered a giant constrictor snake by any chance?
Are you wondering if you can turn into Gummy?
Yeah,
No, you can't turn into Gummy.
with the stats of a giant constrictor snake.
No.
Damn.
It'll be I'm gonna have to rule a hard no on that. I actually do have a stat sheet for like what Gummy is. I don't have it in front of me, but it is definitely not a constrictor snake.
Is Joby considered a giant elk?
Just a regular elk.
Damn.
So
I
if
got
you can,
I got two new shapes, and those are the two. I'm gonna have to go like on a safari or some shit.
a constrictor snake and a giant elk.
Yeah, there's a few others, but they're kind of shitty.
Oh.
Like,
You did see a big ass snake that attacked us that one time.
I think
yeah, I was wondering, does that count?
I think it's safe to say that like Fedorov, being a forest gnome, has, you've seen a constrictor snake before. Your skills as a druid have developed enough now that you can assume its shape. So you don't. It's not like you have to. When you reach this level, you have to seek the animal out.
Gotcha.
You just have to observe them in like a druidic manner at some point in your life.
What about a rhino?
Definitely not a rhino.
What about a saber-toothed tiger?
I'm gonna say no.
All right, last one, hunter shark.
No.
All right.
Ooh, I've got an idea. How about on Tuesdays, just you and Ryan play and an animal?
The Fedorov's Grand Safari.
Yeah.
I'm into it. Anything that involves
that.
playing D&D more, I'm into.
It's gonna be our Skype thread all Tuesday.
What about this animal? What about this animal?
Fedorov's got a thick stack of National Geographics back at his little hidey hole, which is also conveniently druid pornography.
Yeah, it is.
I'm gonna put that into like the below deck in the boat. You're gonna be like, where'd Fedorov go? I hear
Studying
something under
up.
the floor.
He's learning the shapes and contortions of beasts in privacy.
I'm imagining like that scene in Rick and Morty where he gets the robot.
Everybody knows, they just don't want to like acknowledge it.
Right.
All right, I'm good.
All right.
That's enough.
This whole time, by the way, BB's just been like riding Joby around,
Touching things with his hammer.
washing Joby, petting his fur. Joby's looking good. He's got the saddle, and then like
Oh yeah.
the banner that hangs off the saddle with the fancy holder that Vincent had commissioned.
Mm-hmm.
Just waving to people, pointing things out to Garrett.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Take this time to get some rested XP for Garrett.
So, you guys have this address in town.
Yeah, should we swing by there and ride?
Should we take the cart?
Yeah, I'm all right
Let's
with
take the
bringing
cart.
Gummy. I don't know if you guys are.
Yeah, I'm taking the cart.
Yeah, well, I mean, having Gummy pull the cart. I don't want to have to go find horses.
Yeah, I don't really want horses either.
Yeah, I agree.
Gummy's all too happy to see you guys.
Are we
Yeah,
just going to take off on our adventure once we're done picking this shit up?
Yeah, I think so. We could just pop by on the way out of town.
Okay.
Though we don't really know where we're going, so I'm assuming this map will tell us.
Could be in town.
You
Who
never
knows? We got to ride there in style, though.
know. Wherever
In
that is.
case- In that case, I'm going to grab the crab monster and the pollen and take it with me.
Okay, you're gonna bring the creature that requires a tank of water and the fragile glass of eldritch pollen.
I'm going to drop it off at the boat and get one of our boys to manage it.
Oh, okay. I mean, I'm not against if you want to do that either. The D&D.
No, I don't want to constantly make rolls to see if everything breaks.
You infect everybody with pollen.
Though we do have hidey holes that seem pretty secure.
That's true.
We don't know how secure, but we could put that to the test.
So
It's just a hidey hole full of water and crab.
Don't open that one.
a lot of
Yeah.
people pay good money for that. I've seen episodes of Pimp My Ride.
Yeah. That's my crab shelf.
Yo, dog, I heard you like crabs.
That's my pollen box. You probably don't have one of those. It's okay.
Mm.
All All right, so yeah, you load up the cart. If anything that you guys are bringing with you, feel free to let me know if there's if you want to call out anything in particular that you're taking along.
Can't think of anything special.
I'm gonna take a look at my items real quick. We have like rooms in here, right?
In the Squeaky Wheel?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've all got your own little sort of in room.
You know what? Actually, I don't have a whole lot on me. Yeah, I put all my books in the bank. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm good.
All right.
I'm gonna bring that with.
Okay. So you guys load up the cart. Proprietor gives you a couple days worth of rations. He just assumes you're going on some kind of quest.
Thank you, proprietor.
And then this address is in the nice part of town, sort of the south side of the palace. I'll actually ping it for you here. Let me know if you guys see or don't see it.
I see it.
So it's kind of it's like a D&D equivalent of a strip mall, but a very high-end strip mall. Like the kind of place that would be called, like the Galleria or something of that nature. But you come up to this. It looks like at one time it was a very nice building that is just sort of hasn't been kept up very well. It looks like it's sort of gone to shambles a little bit. And then there's a sign half hanging off of its hinges that says the Lubeck Lubeck Geological Services.
This matches the contract. Might as well head inside.
So you come into a likewise. The entrance looks like at one time it was very opulent or very well decorated, but it just hasn't been kept up very well. And then there's an incredibly bored looking receptionist filing her nails at the front counter.
We're here for the gangbang. No, yeah. We're pending adventure. We have a contract.
Just
Hello?
a minute.
God, she must be related to one of those wizards.
She just like turns in her chair and shouts up the stairs. Daven, you've got visitors. Daven. And then you hear like the sound of a screeching chair, and then somebody calls down, "No, send them up, send them up."
All right. Thank you.
So you guys go up the creaky stairs and into a. There are several offices up here.
Mm-hmm.
All of the doors are shut except for one. And then you can see as you pass them, this one being at the far back of the upper hallway, dust covers them, and whatever names were painted on the glass have been scraped off.
So these people are really the only two here. Not a thriving business.
When he sees you guys walking in, this say sort of middle-aged, completely bald man, bushy eyebrows, says, "Oh, please, come in. Shut the door behind you, please."
Okay.
All right.
I'll close the door.
And then just kind of rubs his hands. Oh, so, what can the Lubeck Geological Services do for you? Surveillance. We do feasibility studies.
Job.
Yeah. We're here to help you.
Wondering what waits below.
Oh, you're here about the contract. Oh, fantastic.
Tell us more.
Yeah. So my name is David Cavendish, the co-founder of the Lubeck Geological Services. And, well, I don't know if you've noticed, our office is a little empty.
Yeah.
Things
Yeah, I've
haven't been
noticed.
great here. I'm going to come out and say it. I don't like saying it out loud. It's kind of a bad vibe, but I'll come out and say it. Things could be better. And they've been bad for a while now. No,
What happened?
nobody needs the services of a geological survey in Lubeck anymore. It's all about shipping and trading. Nobody's opening up new mines. Nobody needs their land surveyed. So, a little bit of context to what I'm about to ask you. Last spring, I was approached by Gerald Redrun
Ooh.
of the Red Run Mining Company, when he sort of sees your faces, not really registering who that is. The
I remember the
Gerald
contract.
Red Run.
The name sounds familiar.
Did his red run mines run red?
He says, I couldn't say, I guess. He's a very private person. He doesn't make his enterprise as well known, which is why I was so surprised when he reached out to us. Anyway, last spring, we're close to a year now, closer to a year than not. He came to us with a lead on a natural cave system. Apparently, there was this mountain reservoir, or mountain lake, I guess, just north of a little town named Marrowdale, if you've heard of it.
Yes.
Vincent actually would have heard of it, because that is the town where he lost his freedom in a game of cards to Mickham.
Oh shit!
Oh, damn.
I'm thinking of the maps and wondering if I can remember the name.
Fedorov probably would have also heard of it as well. It's just to the west of the forest you guys tend to adventure in.
Gotta love that forest.
Anyway, he continues. Yeah, so this sinkhole or something split open at the bottom of the lake and drained it dry. Now, I don't know how Old Man Redrun got this lead, but he seemed to think that there was something very valuable in a cave system that sinkhole exposed. Then he gets up, he walks to his window and he pulls the blinds shut. He opens the door leading out into the hallway, looks down it, shuts it, and locks it. Then he goes back to his desk, and he opens the top drawer and he pulls out something wrapped in cloth. And then he slowly unfolds it. Specifically, he seemed to think that there was more of this. And in the middle of the cloth is an oily-looking black stone.
Ooh.
That
Is it gone tonight?
It is not gondonite, but it is definitely stone that you guys have seen before.
That come out of the people at that dinner we were at?
Yeah, is it match the that zombie gem
Yeah, zombie gem, right?
thing?
Yeah, it very much looks like that.
Oh shit.
You also saw that Sergei, under the guise of Dmitri, at that dinner party, had a staff made of the similar substance. And the tower at the Nomen Fort, Uhl had a sort of spooky encounter in the basement where there was stonework made up of that kind of mineral.
Ooh, really?
Yeah, that's way back. That's like over a year ago.
I remember that. I was there. We were under the ground. You guys were over ground.
It's true.
Smuggling a bell.
Mhm.
Simpler times. But he seems to think that there's more of this in that cave. I don't even know what this is. All I know is that it's valuable enough to him that he was willing to promise us a small fortune just for checking to see if it was there. So here's the problem. He wanted to, for the sake of fairness, he wanted to send a representative with our group of explorers, to make sure that we didn't cheat him and that, things were on the up and up. Sounds reasonable to me, right?
Depends on the guy.
Well, it's funny you should say that. I put together a team of my best explorers, and we even sent along the co-founder, Margus Tinbanger. I'm going to guess you're not familiar with Margus.
No, he's got a sweet name, though.
Not the kind of guy that you'd forget. Very short temper. He's got a big tin plate on his head where a collapsing cave knocked part of his skull loose. Pretty unmissable guy. Anyway, he was going to head this up. We were sending the best of our best. Margus was very against this arrangement until he saw the gold that we were being offered for doing this. He relented, but he was not happy about having to bring along this person. Everything was apparently going great. They didn't have much difficulty in reaching Gaffer's Gulch, and I was getting reports in the mail on a monthly basis on how things were going. They'd set up an expedition camp. They'd made an exploratory dive down into the sinkhole. They were getting ready to venture deeper, and then the updates just stopped. Now, exploring a sinkhole is a very dangerous thing, as maybe you all know, especially one that opened up in the bed of a lake. So, I feared the worst when the updates stopped coming. And I had written the entire thing off as just a disaster. Until Feastmas. Were you in town for the Feastmas celebration?
You better believe it.
Were you there when the incident occurred in the bazaar?
We weren't there for that, but we heard about it.
I was there. I was in the front of the crowd. So you can imagine my surprise when I saw the face of the representative of Old Man Redrun rush forward and try and heal the magnate's son. When I met him the first time, he had a very clean look. His hair was sort of slicked up. Mm-hmm. And when I saw him in the bazaar square, he had a very wild look about him, and he was trying to pass himself off as some kind of mystic. So I have to wonder, why did he come back and my explorers didn't? And why didn't he tell me what he found?
Sounds pretty shady to me.
We've had run-ins with this guy before. It's sort of his MO.
Have you?
He likes to trap people.
You can see he's got his fist clenched. He says,
and
"Oh, go ahead."
He had a lot of, what that rock is with him. So
he says, "Well, Don't you worry. I'm making inquiries, and I will see the truth revealed.
You know, I am almost going to caution you against that. I would not bark up that tree if, you know, if you're not prepared for the worst.
He says, "What's a disheveled man in ratty robes gonna do?"
He's in tune with forces that are not of this world. If you know what I'm saying.
He says, "Well, I have the law on my side, so I have nothing to worry about."
I chuckle.
Good luck with that.
We all just erupt in like very boisterous laughter.
Oh, oh, He says, "So, here's what I'm going to ask of you. I want you to go to Gaffer's Gulch. I want you to find out what happened to my men. Uh, Margus, poor Margus, was fastidious about keeping a journal, and not a flimsy paper journal. No, an old school dwarf. He had a book of sheet metal that he would etch with acid.
Damn.
So if there is a chronicle of what happened, Margus would have kept it."
Well, so you're saying you want us to bring you back his book.
Yes, very much so.
All right.
If you can find something that indicates that this mine might be of some value to Old Man Redrun, I will pay you half of what he offered us for doing this undertaking.
Shit.
All right.
And then he sort of like whispers, 5,000 gold.
Damn.
Ooh, that's a lot. We should pop by the Bazaar and grab a pickaxe, a little bit of TNT on the way out of town.
Yeah. Very interesting. Well, yeah. We will make for Marrowdale as soon as we can. It's been a pleasure to meet your acquaintance, Daven.
Absolutely, and I sincerely look forward to what you uncover, even if it's the worst possible scenario. The truth needs to be brought to light.
Yeah, and we're not kidding about that mystic. Do not pursue this further.
Don't you worry about old Daven. I've been around the block a couple times. I know how to take care of myself.
Does he look like he knows how to take care of himself?
You give me an insight check.
I imagine he's like the teacher version of Indiana Jones that you see at the beginning of every movie.
He looks like the kind of guy who, if you need to say, "I know how to take care of myself," you probably don't know how to take care of yourself. But he looks like, I mean, he's had a cushy later life, but he's probably done his fair share of spelunking in the past.
All right.
He says, "Yeah, just touch base with my secretary. She'll get you set up with the map. Careful, this is the only map we have of the area. And I'm going to forewarn you that the map was commissioned in the summertime. So it's going to look a little different because it's winter. But you should have a little easier. Hello?
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 Hello.
Hello.
Hello?
I
Okay.
hear you. Do you hear me, Ness?
Hello.
Yeah,
Ness, do you read us?
I can hear this.
All right, I can't hear you guys.
Oh, okay, now he can't hear us.
All right, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah,
Can
I
you
can
hear
hear
us?
Yeah, my phone restarted and connected to the Bluetooth. Real piece of
Oh.
shit.
Oh.
Classic.
We can take a quick bathroom break if anybody needs it.
Yeah, I need to go
All right.
bathroom.
I'll provide noise so there's not dead air.
Well, you can talk to me.
Oh, you're not going to...
Nah, I'm good.
You having fun?
Yeah. This is like the most connected adventure ever.
Yeah?
Yeah, I love it. This is cool. Because that red run, mine's red run red. Guy is involved. All the Sergey shit is coming back around.
I did tell you things might pick up pace a little bit.
Yeah. I does so the way that Davin was pretty secretive about showing us this that rock. He probably would not be open to sharing that with Brolem, would he?
This is D&D. You can certainly...
Yeah.
I wholeheartedly support if you want to forge connections places. Because to me, that's what makes you guys more invested is when you guys make those connections. So
Yeah, do you like it when we when we make our like 20 different NPCs, we delegate work to them while we're away?
yeah, that's building a living world. I unironically support this. So
Good. I'm glad.
Not again.
we can still hear you, Ness, if you can hear us.
Yeah.
So, sorry, I lost you again.
Oh, yeah.
Can you hear us now?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So, you guys, can I ask you, masterful DM, did they get a deed or anything?
To the land they bought?
Yeah.
Yeah, they put you on the deed.
Oh yeah, they did, didn't
You're responsible for the land.
they? Oh, I gotta figure out how to get up.
We're gonna have like 2 adventures 2 weeks in a row where we just like fiddle around with like stuff in Lubeck, and Ool's gonna take the boat and go up and see our land.
That'd be
Is Bedrock's sister up there?
it's a little bit of retconning.
Okay.
They're his sister and Spoon are to the west. There's like an area known as the Lashes, which is essentially a large swamp that is between Lubeck and Trask. Sort of. That's why the sea trade between the two is so lucrative, is because the land journey is very perilous.
Man, we gotta.
Which is the swamp that Andrew's character from Brittany's campaign is from.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, we gotta go hang out with him. He is the best.
Well, now, I think we gotta find ourselves a Wendigo.
That's pretty much how he sounds.
He does love himself a Wendigo.
Yeah, He's super into like Bigfoot hunting.
Do you use a character voice in the other D&D?
I did for 7 hours.
You sounded like that for 7 hours.
See if I can conjure it. It's like, well, now I do believe.
It was basically that, but a little higher pitched.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't do it anymore.
Well, now.
Well, I do think that
Yeah, that's about it.
we need a Wendigo.
Really pronounce the H's on it.
Yeah,
A Wendigo.
a Wendigo. Her.
Yeah,
It was weird.
Ness. When I do the next adventure in that, you'll have to be the guest player.
Okay, I'm down. I did kind of want to do a
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Oh
Yeah, you wanted to do a what?
A barbarian.
Oh yeah, that would have been a good addition. It wasn't a super combat heavy game though.
He
Very-
could just be a dumbass.
Very puzzle solvy.
He could be the BB of that.
Every adventure needs a BB.
Not quite as wise as BB.
More prone to fits of anger.
Feral BB.
It's like alternative universe BB who is just like a wild orc. All right, so back to the game at hand, though.
Yeah. Before we leave, I want to tell Davin that he should really. We've got a guy inside of the city who knows a little bit more about this rock that you showed us, and you should go seek him out. His name is Brolem.
He says, "Is he trustworthy?"
Yeah, I trust him. He saved our life once.
Worthy as they come.
Sort of considers this, like strokes his puffy eyebrow.
We're not in danger to him.
Give me a persuasion check just to see how he takes
Oh
this
yeah,
suggestion.
I'm so good at this.
Oh my god!
Wow.
He sort of considers it for a second and then quietly says, "Will you leave his address with my secretary? I think I'll pay him a visit."
You should. God damn. Rolling 30s.
While you're
All
at
right.
it, you should persuade him to go meet our confidant who knows about Sergey and point him in the direction of Mac Rackle.
Does Mac Rackle know about Sergey?
No, not at all, but he could definitely keep him occupied instead of him seeking out Sergey.
Oh, God.
Just find some busy work for him.
Yeah. We've got a clubhouse that you could clean up. I'll keep you busy.
Really stick it to Sergey.
Right.
All right. So, what's up?
Yeah, we do that stuff with
Okay.
the secretary.
So she jots down the address, and then she gets up, walks over to a filing cabinet, pulls it open, and sort of rifles through the paper, pulls out a bronze tube, and then just sort of offers it to the group.
If it's the map, it goes to Fedorov.
I'll take it, and then I'm gonna try to make not an exact copy, but the things that'll be unchanging, like the mountains and rivers and stuff.
Yep.
I'll get the outline on my own separate map, and then I'm gonna try to keep track of what changes in the winter
Okay. Yeah.
about it.
For
while we're
sure,
going.
we can do that. All right. Business concluded here. Is there anything you need to do before you leave?
Leave town?
Oh, can I stop by a blacksmith or something like that and buy some knives?
Yeah, for sure.
Some daggers? I need to buy 5 daggers.
Five daggers. Okay.
Yeah, I'm
They're
I'm
gonna
strapped.
they're gonna run you 4 gold apiece
I'm cool with that.
for a 1d4 dagger.
I'm cool with that.
Okay.
I had 0. BB's my dagger holster.
Anybody else have business?
Yeah, I want to send 50 gold with Zazach. We don't actually have, but give it to the brother that didn't fucking poison everybody.
Okay. He's just sort of like sweeping. Well, so they're having an argument as they always do, and Zazuzu just like comes down the chimney, very noisily, hands him a bag full of gold, and then just like climbs his way back up.
Motions like the thumb across the throat at the stupid brother.
Just
Yeah.
hisses at him and like
You got to do the voice.
and then shakes
Thank
his
you.
little fist.
Oh, and we got to drop off the crab monster.
Oh yeah, so you drop the crab monster off at the Marmy Scupper.
Yep.
Yeah, she's in dry dock right now, but the soft boys are have been put to work by the sort of dry dock people.
They much prefer wet dock.
Yes.
While we're down there, I'm gonna scurry into the ship
Okay.
just real fast, and then fire into like some nook or cranny, like at the where the peak of the ship where it comes together in the very front.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stash Gary Garrison's hook, so he'll always be
nice.
at sea.
Okay. Like in the hull of the ship.
Yeah, like right where the front and the I think it's like the bow.
Yeah. So you're like you go into the belly of the ship, right? And they've sort of scaffolded out where because the below deck had been sort of jettisoned off, so the ship was like a catamaran.
Mm-hmm.
They've scaffolded in what the lower deck's going to look like, and you're able to sort of like creep across the boards that have been scaffolded in and put it up somewhere where it's not really going to be noticed, but it'll be built into the hull of the ship.
Perfect.
That's cool. I like it.
Yeah,
A touching tribute to Gary Garrison.
the memorable character of Gary Garrison.
Yeah.
He's
We
like
knew
a
him for
good Mac
20
Rackle.
minutes.
He's the good Mac Rackle.
Actually had some at sea experience instead of just a series of
Blunders.
missing appendages.
All right. Any other business to conclude?
I'm good.
All right. So as you guys bring the cart out into the bazaar and then following the roads out, it always draws a bit of a stare when people see Gummy, who by the way is very happy to see you guys, as nobody has come to visit him since Tinsel left, and Vincent didn't even know that he was there.
Why? He doesn't make a lot of noise.
He's like, yeah, he's preening for you. You can tell that the urchins like they keep him nice and like clean.
Which is dirty. I don't know.
Take him out for walks and
Nice.
pick up after him. But he's just, if you didn't know better, you'd say he's showing off for the crowd. And then you guys come out through the gates of Lubeck, and you're into open country. And as you're pulling away from the city, BB on the back of Joby rides up behind you as you had left him behind.
Yeah. He didn't seem too interested.
He just waves to you and continues to follow.
All right. You can trail.
Yeah, every so often he'll just sort of like zip away. A couple minutes later he'll come back. Seems to just be having a good old time.
It's like eating a watermelon or something. Like, where did you find that?
Where did you find a bucket of peaches out here, BB?
It's the middle of winter, BB.
So I'm gonna drop you guys on the map.
Does he have Garrett with him?
Oh yeah, Garrett's on his back.
Oh man, For some reason, I thought he had a sidecar made for.
A side Joby.
Yeah. Uh,
So you guys are.
that'll be next Feastmas.
Let me know if you are having issues seeing where I'm pinging.
We are at Lubeck.
Lubeck. You're gonna head into the woods, the lumber lost woods. You're gonna. This trip is gonna take you through the Noman Fort, formerly the Timber Fort, and then you're probably gonna have an overnight in Yaren, which is where
Ooh.
the Hammered
we
Smith and your old friend Braun are. And then from there, probably another half day's ride to Morrowdale, which is right there. And then to answer sort of Fedrov's question on where the lashes are, they would be like this swampy.
Oh, I thought they
Area.
were up here.
Little bit of a retcon. Those are like islands dominated by slavers.
Gotcha.
The land that Wool that you acquired is
Did
up
not
here,
acquire any land.
allegedly acquired.
Is there anything near it, or is it just in?
It's kind of in the ass crack of the island. Technically, like the jaw of the island.
That sounds like a good place.
The jaw of Bear Jaw.
This would be Vincent's original hometown, home city. All right.
They got good bees in that land. Maybe if you
The
knew a samurai.
The only problem is that, and we don't have to worry about this now, but is that you can't really sail north along the east coast. Once you get up to the about by where the Slaver Islands are, it's lousy with slavers. So
Oh.
so
Doesn't mean
Is
you
that where
can't
the
try.
slavers that we bumped into came from, do we think? The fish people? Dragonborns?
no, they're a continent like
That's
to
what-
the west, far to the west of here.
How's the other side? What if we say?
If you sailed
side.
all the way around,
Yeah.
that's what you'd have to do, and that's why the Traskian Trade League, which encompasses all of the cities on that sort of like western northern coast, are so rich, is that you got to go all the way around.
Damn.
Sounds like we gotta go murder some slavers.
Yep.
But that's a task for another day. Because
2 years from now.
Yeah,
Task for another Tarask.
there you go. So you guys roll into the forest.
Oh,
Holy
God.
shit!
Oh, hey, Denzel, what's up? I am going to hide as we pass by the Noman Fort because I'm sure I owe a lot of people a lot of money here.
Yeah,
You know what?
for sure you do.
We made sure that Ty put a gnome-sized hidey hole in this here thing.
Yeah, one of the seats like lifts up, and then there is a gnome-sized cubby under there.
Yeah. It's like the opposite of an ejector seat.
Yeah,
An
it ejects, but it
ejector
also just flops back down.
It's like a, yeah. All right,
I-
I will hide in there.
Okay.
Give me a couple of taps, when we pass through.
Mm-hmm.
So, about when you get to the Noman Fort, Gummy looks like he's sort of tapping out. He needs a little bit of a rest.
No.
You can certainly, you can keep going, or you can choose to spend your time outside of the Noman Fort. This is D&D, but Gummy needs a little bit of a break.
All right. Yeah, sure. I don't really want to go in the Noman Fort.
Okay.
That's where that lady who screwed you over is, right, Ool?
Oh yeah, in that shitty little town, whatever it was.
She was like the honey
The honey
pass
thing.
through.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sort of the broker. Yep.
What do you want to go rough her up?
I mean,
Grudge?
last time we tried to go in there, it didn't go very well for us.
No, I don't really
Like-
want to go.
Some guy tried to pin me for like stealing some shit, so I had to cause a scene.
You did run into
Samantha.
Sir Mantha, Bethany's daughter.
You know, I am sort of, now that you brought her up, I am sort of interested
Okay.
to see if she's still around.
Bethany or Samantha?
Samantha, I could care less about Bethany.
Yeah, you guys found out last time you were here that Bethany was offered a very valuable or a very lucrative job up at Starograd.
All right. Who was with Samantha? I remember there was like some
Like a-
boy.
Just some kid.
Okay,
His name was,
rando.
like, Jimmy.
Cool. Yeah, I want to go looking for Samantha to
Okay.
see, because I remember telling her that she should go to Lubeck and find Ty, but obviously she hasn't.
Give me an investigation check. And if there's anything you guys want to get up to as well, feel free to let me know. You see her face. Particularly a black and white artist's rendition of it.
Oh no.
On a large bulletin board, sort of outside of the gates leading into the Gnomon Fort proper. Along with the sort of gender-bent Shoney family wanted poster.
I forgot about that.
And then several other faces under all pinned to a board that above it in large letters say criminals and undesirables, seeking immediate information on. Also on the board, you see the familiar face of Rosa, the forest gnome you met in Trapper's Keep.
No.
I'm gonna pull down both those. Well, I'm gonna take a look to see if anyone's watching.
Yeah, you're being scrutinized pretty heavily.
Okay, well then I'm not going to pull those pictures down. Who's looking at me? Is it just
Forest gnome,
Guard.
or sorry, rock gnomes. One of them walks up to you and says, What you doing in Gnomon Fort? What is your business?
just looking
Get-
for supplies?
Give me your papers.
No papers.
Then you must pay the fee.
That's
Don't I still have some forged papers?
Yeah.
I have forged trading documents. You want to?
Oh shit.
For the Shoney family?
Yeah, should we probably not be the show?
Probably not that one. No.
What is your name?
My name?
Yes.
Oh geez. My name is Margus.
Is what?
Margus.
That is a stupid name.
Margus.
We will be watching you.
All right. Yeah. I don't want. You know what? We were just looking for any work. If you have any contracts you need.
He points up to a large billboard.
Yeah, the one I've been looking at.
No, so like
Oh, I thought he's.
it's almost like a billboard for like a cheap lawyer or something. That just says Starograd Acquisitions and Logistics Company wants you, and then it's like a human and a halfling and a rock gnome, and they're all like pointing up. They're all like they got like their arms around each other. They're all smiling and laughing.
They just want us.
Yeah, they want you.
Okay, so if there's work to be had, it's through the company.
There is no work but with the company.
All right. Well, it's gotta go take care of some important business.
Gotta go see a man about a worm.
Yeah.
So you guys were on the north side of the Nomen Fort, and then as you're preparing to leave. Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if you had planned on staying in the Nomen Fort longer. We can certainly do that.
No, I'm
nothing
hiding
really
in
for
my,
us.
my injection seat.
Your injection seat.
Yeah.
It's like
not an
Mac's
ejection
bike
seat.
from It's Always Sunny. The dildo bike. Anyway,
I don't think I've seen that episode.
As you guys are leaving, circling around the north side, to continue on west, you kind of take note of that there's a very long, not necessarily tall, but long building that's been built running parallel with the road. And then you can see that the ground, it's almost like they're building an entire another road parallel to the existing one. And then this building is joined up against that, if that makes sense. Only this road is made of metal tracking.
Oh shit! It's like a train depot.
Could be. If you knew what a train depot was, you would say it's very train depot like.
That's some hella logistics right there.
Yeah.
Built that on the land they acquired.
That company is not messing around with their title.
With their tech tree.
So you guys continue on through the forest. Pretty
Can I
uneventful.
leave a piece of copper on the rail?
Yeah.
Just one piece of copper. I want to see if it gets real flat when I come back through.
Yeah, you can do that. It doesn't look. I mean, it's not like operational yet or anything. It looks like they're still laying the track.
I'll leave it there for good luck.
Okay.
Oh man, put one of those rusty washers on there.
That's a good idea.
It causes the train to derail and then smash into the Nomen Fort and kill all of the civilians.
I mean,
Perfect. I can't think of a better solution.
It's a
more
win-win.
blood for the blood god.
But so you're gonna leave a rusty washer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Always need more souls.
Is Vincent gonna leave anything?
No.
Just this place?
Yeah. This town in the dust.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys hit the road.
Well, I tell Fedorov that Rosa is wanted. I don't know what she did to become wanted. There was really no details. But maybe
I'm
we
sure it
should
has
be
nothing
concerned.
to do with me. But yeah, we should probably go looking for her. Maybe somewhere near St. Barnabas's Academy for Wayward Youth.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Maybe sometime.
The
I don't
threat
know,
is-
just spitballing.
The threat is more serious now to Vincent.
All right.
Because of Sir Mantha.
Well, if she's in league with Samantha, we should definitely go.
We might find both of them.
You
at
never
this
know.
Wouldn't that be a mighty coincidence?
Academy for Wayward Youth.
There's only one way to find out for certain, and that's to keep
They
playing
are
D&D.
They are undesirables. According to the rock gnomes, which,
They think everybody who isn't a rock gnome is an undesirable,
hella racist.
and not the good racist. All right.
They're good racist?
I don't think so. I think it's all pretty bad. Anyway, so yeah, you guys take a little jaunt through the forest, pretty uneventful. Pass by the that brewery that you guys trashed and exploded.
It's a real greatest hits episode here.
Yeah,
That was when we tried to kill that guy.
yeah.
Yeah.
When you botched killing a captive man.
I like the
That
first
was
thing
among
we ever
our
did.
biggest blunders. Real trip down memory lane here.
Yep. Riverfoot
Can't help
Brewing
but
Company.
notice we're really flying through this path. It's not taking us like 6 weeks.
That's because you don't have, you don't have any random encounters.
With,
One of Mickham holding us back
Yep.
in an arc.
But I did pace it out so that it takes you the same amount of chronological time. As you guys reach Yaren, the sun has gone down. Winter chill is in the air. You pull up outside the Hammered Smith. The lights are still on. There's just sort of general sounds of revelry inside.
I'm so excited to see Braun again.
Yeah, I hope he's grown a beard.
He's always had a beard.
Okay, well, a mustache.
All right. So you guys park up the cart. There's like a place you can stable Gummy.
Yeah,
Give him some dirt.
some bees.
Yeah,
Go to eat.
he's a very self-sufficient thing. In a pinch, he'll just eat dirt, but he does like eating bees. And then you guys just step inside the Hammered Smith.
Yeah.
It's a very nice build.
I am so excited right now.
I did not draw this, by the way. I got this for free from Roll20 for some reason.
Because you put 3,000 hours
Yep.
into it, you can tell him.
Specifically because there are now 3,000 hours on the DM account.
Jesus.
It's a couple.
Ooh, that's a lot.
Yeah. So you guys come in. There's a small crowd. Braun's behind the bar, sort of, filling mugs. He doesn't seem to have noticed that you, or sort of taken in that it's you that's come in.
Well,
I'll shout it.
is there any spot at the bar?
There are 5 seats, and 5 seats are taken.
Shit.
I'm gonna shout, Braun!
Sort of, he looks up, annoyed for a second, and then when he sees who said it, he just breaks out into a wide grin, and just like he hands the person whose drink he was pouring a half full stein, and he loops around the bar and comes over and he says, "My little buddy, how have you been?" And then he shakes your hand with his meaty hand.
I'll give him a good shake.
He crushes
Be
your
like-
fingers.
It's been a crazy, what has it been? Few months?
Probably about like 6-8 months since you've seen him.
It's been a wild ride, let me tell you. He knows everyone here, right?
Yep, everybody here was here for the adventure.
We found Beatty along the way.
Yep. He didn't meet Tinsel, but Tinsel isn't here.
All right.
Speaking of, as you guys are sort of looking around the Hammered Smith, hanging above the mantle of the fireplace is a very, very large painted portrait. It was here last time you were through here as well. You just didn't really pay it much notice. It is a sort of a group photo, if you will. You can see Braun in sort of his twilight years as an adventurer. You can see Mickham. He's got his arm around Braun, giving him bunny ears. Already starting to fill out his 6-pack is already starting to become a keg. And then Braun's got his hand on the back of a chair. Sitting in the chair is a sort of a nebbish-looking, dorky wizard. Very clearly dressed like a wizard. Male human. And then both arms on his shoulders is an elf with sort of camouflage face paint on, smiling at the person doing the painting. but the elf woman has a very, very uncanny resemblance to Tinsel.
Ooh. That's interesting.
I wonder if it's just Tinsel.
Past tinsel.
Those elves live forever.
Yeah.
He says, "So, what brings you to the Hammered Smith, friends? Please, come in. You must be freezing out there. Off on some adventure, I bet."
It's not warm, that's for sure. We're on our way to what's the name of
Marrodale.
Marrodale.
Sort of wrinkles his nose and says, "Now, what would you want with Marrodale?"
Tell them we're looking for a cavern that collapsed, drained a lake,
He says,
and
"Oh,
exposed. And then I'm gonna tell them the rock. It's like a black rock,
gives you
sort
a
of black stone.
little bit of a puzzled look and says, I don't know much about black stones. Yeah, poor thing about the lake. Townsfolk sort of needed that to live off of. Fed the stream that ran through the town, and now they get by best they can."
What has there been a lot of people that have left since the lake dried up?
It's just the strangest thing is that you'd think we get a lot of people fleeing, looking for a better life, but they just seem to live with it. Yeah, they got all kinds of funny rules about what you can use your water for up there, but people just, I guess they're fine with it.
When was the last time? I guess when did it happen? How long ago?
Oh, must have been spring last year. Right after the thaw. There's from what I've heard, in traders going to and fro, there was a tremendous crack, like the gods stomping on the earth, and the river just ran dry.
That's not so good.
Say, you guys are headed to Marrodale. Would you be willing to do a friend a favor?
Yes.
Yeah, man. Anything.
Would you be willing to take a barrel of water to somebody for me?
Sure.
There's a young girl out that way, name of Claire. Sounds like she's having last I heard, she was having a tough time making ends meet. Runs the Soothsayer Inn. Don't tell her it's from me.
Okay.
Will do.
Barrel's not going to explode, is it?
Just a barrel of water.
Because last time we had a bunch of exploding barrels.
It's a good
It was a lot
callback.
of fun.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot.
All right. Well, my plan is to stay up into the wee hours drinking with Bron, talking about what we've gone through.
He says, I would have figured adventurers in their prime like you would be, early to bed, early to rise.
Nope.
Yeah, I'll do a quick catch up with Braun, but I'm definitely interested in taking a long rest
Okay.
without any sort of carousing.
How about Ool?
Oh, Ool's fully healed and has a good.
Yeah. No, I want to we're gonna be well past closing time, just having some drinks on the house with Bron.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hopefully Liza comes out and
He's
visits us.
He's made it very clear that you guys aren't going to pay anything while you're here.
Yeah, mi casa, su casa.
Yeah, Liza brings out she brings you guys out some stew, and then
Oh yeah.
Braun sort of pulls her aside and whispers something, and then she goes back into the kitchen, and then like an hour later comes back with essentially a feast by your guys' standards.
Shit.
A meat and cheese platter.
Yeah.
I'll eat the stew and then see the feast and continue to, I guess, feast.
And then one by one, the other patrons sort of clear out for the night. They remember Fedorov, as Fedorov was there for. Fedorov's the last member that dealt with their temple trouble. So they're all eager to come up and shake Fedorov's hand, and thanks again for dealing with those cultists. And
I'm gonna tell him that I still think that the guy who goes by Sergey is still out there, and if you ever hear about any whereabouts, to make sure you let Pending Adventure know.
one of them in particular says, "You think he's still out there?"
I'll tell him I saw him, like 2 months ago? When was the Feastmas? Would they know Feastmas?
Yeah, it's like a regional holiday.
I said I saw him at Feastmas.
I heard about that up in the city, the big kerfuffle.
Yeah, it was all him.
So, you think we're going to be all right? You think he's going to come back here?
I would hope not.
Well,
But if he does, we got your back.
pending adventure. If I ever find myself in Lubeck, where can I look you up?
The Hall of Dynamic Affairs. Well, actually, you know what? For a friend, just come straight to the Crooked Pint. God, how did I forget that name?
The Squeaky Wheel?
Squeaky Wheel.
Squeaky Wheel. Jesus Christ.
It's one of those names that it comes up often enough that you don't think about it.
Yeah, no kidding.
Um,
Plus, it's written on the map when we're in Lubeck.
Says, well, I'm glad to hear you got set up, with a professional outfit up there. Yeah, if I ever need things, if I ever have things that need doing, and I'm up Lubeck way, I'll definitely seek you guys out.
Sounds great. Have a nice night.
You too. Be careful out there.
Five.
All right. So that's just you, Liza. Well, just the party, Liza and Braun.
Yeah.
You guys are swapping war stories.
Yeah, I want to ask him more about that painting.
Says, "Oh, that? Oh, what do you want to know?"
We're the, I know you and I know, Mickham, but
Liza spits when you say Mickham's name.
I spit too.
I'll also
We
say.
all.
But you never really mentioned who these other two were.
Says, I never mentioned Roland and Fee or Phi.
Maybe Roland. Was he one of the statues at the? I know you were all sort of at the Bronze Man statues, but
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He, Phi, even Mickham. May his soul burn in the hells.
every hell.
Yeah, and myself, we were the original Bronze Men.
It's just, we took on some summer help, sort of a trial run thing, and she looks an awful lot like your elf friend there.
Says, huh. Mighty interesting. Well, to be honest, we sort of all lost touch after our great battle with the snake monster. That was our last big hurrah. We went our own ways. I wouldn't be too surprised to learn that Fee and Roland snuck off somewhere cozy, and 2 decades later, they've got a a young little a young little person running around with their spirit for adventure.
Hmm. Well, she does have a knack for the magical arts, so
She's certainly sounds like Roland. Uh, he always
she's
he always talked about becoming a professor at the what's the name of that college?
wouldn't be Librum Nostra, would it?
Yeah, how'd you know?
Well, I just had a hunch. Well, that's good to know. Um, I don't know. You probably overheard Fedorov talking with, some of the people about Sergey.
Oh yeah,
Uh, he's come back in a big way. That's sort of why we're out here, to be honest.
sort of
Um,
looks at you sort of conspiratorially and says, "So, fill me in. What's the full situation?"
well, um, seems that this small cult problem is sort of probably much deeper than it appeared to be. Um, he just kind of pops up whenever things get bad. He always seems to be behind it. Um, Take, for example, this mine. It sounds like he was working with, Gerald Redrun.
Oh,
I assume,
don't say his name in here.
yeah. Well, they were working together, and they found more of these like black rock things that seem to be able to reanimate corpses. I don't know.
Strange things. Strange things are afoot.
Yeah, so if they're out by Marrodale and they've been up by um Old Haven,
Millhaven.
Millhaven. Yep, they've been up by Millhaven. It's sort of all around the area here, south.
He says, "Hold on. So this when was he in Marrodale?"
Must have been before Feast Miss, but after, what was it, like 2 months ago, maybe?
The contra or the when you met with the geological services guy, it was last spring.
Last spring.
It was when they left for Marrodale.
Oh, that is interesting. Last spring. That's about when well, I wasn't there, but you routed out the cult problem I heard about.
You think the two are related? You think it's coincidence?
I mean, it doesn't seem like a coincidence now, right? Like,
I don't really believe in coincidence anymore.
yeah, we've seen this guy bring back the dead, and from what I heard in that temple, I don't know what he was looking for there, but definitely seems like this is kind of his MO.
It sounds like you guys need to be careful. Very
Oh.
careful.
Say the same to you, I suppose.
Oh, you don't need to worry about old Braun. I'm not
All right.
not worried about a cheap conjurer and flashy robes.
Hopefully it's just that. But
I've cut enough of them in half in my time to know they bleed the same as anyone else.
all right, all the same though, keep an eye out for that kind of suspicious activity.
I will.
Well, thanks for hosting.
Oh, always. Uh, if it weren't for you guys, even you, and then he sort of points to Ool. Even though you brought that bundle of snakes back to life,
Yeah, sorry again about that.
you did get rid of them in the end.
That's all that really matters.
So if it weren't for you guys, I wouldn't be here. So you ever need anything? You ever need me to don the bronze armor? You just say the word.
I really want to see
Cheers
Braun
to
don
that.
the bronze armor.
That's a lot of
Liza
Alliteration.
Liza says, "Don't get him doing."
Yeah.
It's oiled,
Well,
ready to go. Seriously, you say the word.
Yeah, we won't hesitate.
Is there like a mannequin with his armor in the corner?
It's hanging on the wall.
I admire it.
Well, if you're up early tending to the horses, the worm is ours. He doesn't need any special treatment.
He just
Don't worry. Don't be afraid.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be here.
he
He's
laughs
technically
and
a dog.
says, "I haven't a clue what you mean, but I know what you mean."
All right. Well, I just want to make sure. So yeah, I'm gonna down my drink and head to bed.
All right. No carousing. No roll on the carousing table.
No.
No.
This was a nice hangout sesh.
Ool, you want to
was
roll
very
on the carousing?
tempted. There's nobody even around, but yeah,
All right. Braun is.
Brown's always down.
This will end in you getting Eiffel Towered.
He's the kind of guy that he doesn't want to be the last one to go to bed.
He just has to if I want to go carousing.
Oh, excuse me.
He doesn't want to be the last one to go to bed.
Or he wants to be the last one. Sorry, I phrased that poorly. So Ool, you wake up before anybody else. You're just completely naked, lying in the middle of the bar, and then like empty bottles of hard liquor are all around you.
Okay.
That's all.
Cool. All right. Yeah. Can't round up some clothes and all my belongings.
They're strewn across the lawn.
Yeah, and then gonna go start making breakfast, or if there's breakfast fixing, go get on that.
Yeah, so you go collect your things from the lawn, your clothing, and by the time you get back in, Liza's already got eggs cooking away.
Yeah. I was gonna try and impress everybody with breakfast skills, but
Oh, oops. You can help out if you want, she says.
okay. I've flipped an egg or two in my day.
Make a.
I rolled a 5 for egg.
All right, you get a lot of shell in the egg.
Good. It's good texture.
Really egg floors it. Just slams it into the
Yeah.
pan.
Fiber.
You completely burn one side of the bacon, and the other side is like raw and chewy.
I regret this decision. Good thing I have prestidigitation. And it's gonna great.
And she's still very like encouraging about it. Oh, good job, dearie. Good job.
It's a full tiefling breakfast.
Just fake food. This could be dirt for all you know.
BB'd be into it. BB walks in through the swinging doors. He's got like a deer that he's hunted over his shoulders.
Oh.
Very
impressive.
Oh yeah, and then she says to Ool, "Now why don't you go wake up your friends? We'll have a nice little breakfast, and we'll get you off on the road."
All right, will do. I'm go do that.
5 more minutes.
We'll put some matches between Vincent's toes and lights up.
No, no. Those are. I have really sensitive. They help me do my second story word.
Sorry.
You're gonna ruin it.
When BB's or when Vincent's like, still grumbling, not wanting to get out of bed, sort of rolls over, and then you feel something lay down next to you, Vincent.
Oh shit! I'm startled awake.
Roll over, and you're looking directly into the face of a dead deer.
Oh god! Joby, what happened?
BB says, "I hunted this."
Oh. I noticed there are no antlers, so I'm less worried. Get.
I'm gonna make a hat.
Okay.
For Garrett.
Oh, that's thoughtful.
Can I have one of your knives?
Yeah. I hand it to him. I don't throw it at him.
Okay. And then he just starts dressing the deer in the middle of the room.
Okay, BB, we're guests here. Come on.
Okay.
Take it outside.
He drapes it over his shoulders again, and then blood still like pouring out of it. He walks out. And
get Garrett in here to clean this up.
Garrett dutifully starts scrubbing the floor.
Yeah, even though we have Ool who can like fix dirty stuff.
She's all tuckered out.
Yeah, this is like prime squire work.
Yep.
This is how you get magical powers from your god.
Fedorov, what are you just up for the day?
Yeah. I got up and kind of, maybe like comb my beard, oiled it up real good.
You gotta impress
Put
Braun.
a little effort. Maybe I'm not gonna shower or anything, but just
more than
I don't look like garbage.
More than the normal zero effort Fedorov puts into his appearance.
Oh, most certainly, yeah.
Today's grooming day of the month. Does that on the full moon.
Yeah, I run a comb through my beard and oil it up real good.
So you guys sort of convene for breakfast, and then Braun comes in from the storeroom. He's got a big box in his hand, like a big heavy crate, and like rope coiled around him. He says, "So, you say you're going cave diving?"
Spelunking.
Yeah, I guess.
What do you good for spelunking supplies? You got plenty of rope?
Honestly, I didn't even think about it before we left the city.
Didn't BB buy a shitload of rope?
He did
Yep.
buy a shitload of rope.
He says, "Well, I got some of my old gear if you think you might want it."
Yeah, we're definitely gonna need that.
I'm gonna lean in and just whisper, "I can turn into a dolphin."
He says, "That's a mighty good trick, my buddy. Don't know that dolphins are known for their feats of acrobatics and mountaineering."
Dolphin swim.
Ain't you never played dolphin swim?
Yeah. Acrobatics.
Fair enough.
To the moon.
But yeah, so he's got climbing, like rock climbing supplies that you could kit out 2 of you with, and then like we'll say 800 feet of rope.
Nice.
Shit.
That's a lot of rope.
It's a lot of rope.
Man. Well, thank you.
He says, "Are you guys good on spears, shields?" I mean, I'm a smith. I was
Gosh.
just getting my my spring order ready to bring into Lubeck. Good old Umulat Tildy. Place an even bigger order this year.
Gosh, I hope he gets all of it when it arrives. It's been kind of shake up in the force. But that's neither here nor there. Yeah, shoot, I wish I would have bought a bunch of daggers, but I'm good.
I guess.
I don't
Um,
fuck with metal. Sorry, Bron.
Could take a knife, cutting things, opening things, stabbing things.
Examining.
He says, you,
From
my
the
spooky
inside.
friend. Hold on, I've got something I think you're gonna like."
Oh boy.
And then he sets the crate down, and then he disappears back into the depths of the inn. You hear a door open, and then it sounds like he's out in his workshop. He comes back, and he's got a dagger that's sheathed in like a crooked sheath.
Cool.
The handle of it looks like a snake's head. The pommel is a snake with an open mouth, and then he draws it out, and the handle and the blade are the tail of the snake.
That's fucking sweet.
He says,
Oh, matches your book.
took it off one of them snake priests out in the swamp.
What? Oh, okay.
You
Yeah,
know,
snake priests.
you know how it is.
Yeah. Everybody knows that.
One of the first treasures I ever found, but not doing me much good.
Real pal.
I
You
cut a
got
lot of
any
throats with
tricks,
that
or-
thing.
You
It's
got any cool stuff, or is it just good for stabbing, slitting throats?
mostly stabbing, slitting throats. It doesn't throw too good.
That's all right. I'm not very good at throwing.
Add one throat slitting dagger to your inventory.
I appreciate it. You don't have like a library, maybe some guests left some books in their travels.
He says, well, to be honest, our library was up at the temple, but after the sort of the kerfuffle that happened, people don't tend to go up there much anymore. I've got a couple books if you want to take a look. Travelers that leave it behind and such.
Okay. Yeah, I'll skim through them.
One of them is a Black Crow medicine show pamphlet.
Throw it in the trash.
One of them is a history of the Lumber Lost region. And then one of them is in a foreign language.
Well, Will can read everything, so
She can.
she'll take that with her.
You using your ability that lets you read every language can make out the title as I can't think of what it was.
The joy of cooking.
Yeah. The the rise and fall of the Oubliette Empire, as chronicled by one M. Arachnomedes.
Cool.
Arachnomedes. Ugh.
And then the
Spider-Man.
the the font of this language is very, very like spindly, very, very long, thin markings.
Like Elvish.
Kinda, yeah. Reading it though, it almost puts you in like the mind of like spider legs,
Don't like it.
and it
Throw
looks
that one in the trash too.
it looks very, very old.
Yeah, burn this book.
No, Will's totally into this shit.
Ugh. Don't
She's
like
making
it.
that. She'll read that on the.
All right.
Fedorov, do you want to swing by the temple on our way out, or
Yeah.
I mean, it's your call. You're the only one who's ever been there.
I think we better keep going. I don't think. I mean, unless you want to poke around for some books or possibly get jumped by Sergey. I don't think that's in our best interest.
It happens.
It's a temple of Gond, right? They've got cool stuff there sometimes.
It is a temple of Gond.
I'm not saying we have to go. I was just asking if you wanted to.
If we were to vote, I would vote no, but it's up to the two of you as well.
I suppose we've got a mission to get to.
We do.
Maybe if we're feeling lucky, we can swing through on our way back.
Okay.
Seems like a good midway point.
While you guys are sort of discussing if you want to go to the temple and if you should take a vote on it, you can see out in the yard, running past the windows, is a completely naked BB. He's got like a deer heart in one hand, and then like the pelt of the deer in the other, just raised up. Just like shaking his head and like foaming at the mouth.
Jesus Christ.
And then Garrett is chasing behind him, like waving his clothes.
Also naked?
No. It's
Okay.
waving BB's clothes.
Oh, okay.
Like armor. Like, put this back on. You're embarrassing me.
Sir. Good God.
You can just hear him screaming like a maniac.
He doesn't normally do this thing. He's more well behaved usually.
That's what happens when
It's the call of the wild got a
Yeah.
hold of him.
you went into a bloodlust.
Shit.
All right.
This is all part of the hat making ritual.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You gotta imbue it with the fury of the wild by screaming and being naked. So you guys are ready to head on towards Marrowdale.
Yep.
I'm cool with that.
So
Ooh.
it's about another half day, 3/4 day journey through the western part of the woods, which are fairly peaceful and idyllic. Every once in a while, you'll pass by a farmer headed this way or that. Maybe he's headed to the Gnomon Fort to sell his goods. Not very keen on conversation. And then slowly the forest starts to thin out. Excuse me. And you guys come out on the other side of it.
Ooh.
This is what the map that you were given looks like.
Do your gnome eyes spot any differences?
No, if only I could get up higher, it'd be easier to tell.
Take
but I'll do my best from the ground.
a perception check from you.
I gotta switch my character sheet for my spells. Hold on.
Man, one of these days you'll be able to turn into a bird.
Yeah, 2 more levels.
There's a lot more dead vegetation than the map seems to indicate, especially, as you come out of the forest. There's a lot of dead trees and just dead farmland, I guess. You pass by several dried up riverbeds. And then as you just you can see it certainly looks like they used to flow from the north. And then as you approach Morrowdale, it definitely looks like a city that was built, on top of a river, essentially. There's a large bridge that passes over the river that separates the town in two, but the river is just a little trickle, a little stream. And there are notices all over on water conservation rules and water rationing. People who are found to be breaking the law are punished with less water. People who misuse water are punished with less water. And then the townsfolk don't even really acknowledge you when you come into town.
Fine by me. Should we make our way towards that soothsayer inn?
Yeah, I'd say that's a good start.
It's on the north side of town, on the east side of the river, and it looks very run down, like it's been vandalized. The windows are boarded up, and there isn't a... You can see lights coming from inside, but there certainly aren't any patrons.
Okay. Spooky. Well, I think we should pop in there for a little bit and see if we can get rid of this water barrel.
Find Claire.
Yeah.
Good idea.
So you poke your head in. Immediately there's a twang of a crossbow bolt that strikes right above your head. And then
Damn it.
a female voice calls out and says, I don't want any trouble.
I'll just say, hey, we just have a delivery
Looks at you
marked for the soothsayer inn.
suspiciously. What kind of delivery?
It's just a mysterious barrel. Sounds like there's some liquid in it.
You can keep it.
No, I don't think you understand.
No, I do understand. What is this, practical joke? Would you fill it full of urine again? Really
I mean,
funny.
we just deliver.
Funny joke.
We're gonna deliver it.
Okay.
It's come from Yaren.
Who sent this?
They don't pay us to know, who sent what. We just deliver.
She walks over, pops the top off of it. Water. I told him I don't need his charity. This is from Braun, isn't it?
Who's Brown?
Lady, like I said,
Make
they
a
don't pay.
deception check.
Ooh, I get advantage. No, I don't.
Wool's got to make one as well.
I'll look at the barrel and look at her and just shrug and be like, water's water. And for what it's worth, even if somebody sent it here, I mean, we delivered it.
What? She looks directly at you and says, "Water is not just water around here."
I can create that out of thin air,
There,
lady.
yeah. Can you create enough of it to provide for an entire village?
Probably not, but I can create enough to provide for numero uno.
My um, my best friend, my only remaining friend in this town, was stabbed to death over less than a fraction of what's in this barrel.
Well, you better hide this then. You know, I feel like we
How
got
big
off
of a
on
barrel is it? Is it like a
Yeah.
55-gallon drum?
Yeah, yep, like a 55-gallon drum.
Where do you want it?
Right back where you brought it from.
All right. Well, we'll leave it right here by the door. Do you want it inside or outside? It sounds like inside's a better option as far as not getting stabbed goes.
She just sighs. If you must leave it,
Yeah.
pull it into the back room.
All right. I pull it into the back room.
Hanging in the back room is a large portrait of what you recognize to be Mickham. Now his poor lifestyle choices fully caught up to him. But he's sort of like laying on a couch draped in furs, but otherwise naked. You know, the
Jesus.
tasteful bits are covered.
I gag
Like
a little
George
bit.
Costanza.
Yeah, a little bit. It's a little bit of a George Costanza situation.
Ugh. This is starting to make a little more sense.
Thenth.
Yeah, sense. When I head back out of the room, how old is Claire?
Like 18, 19.
It's a little young to be having a weird nude picture of Mickham. And it's the soothsayer,
Yep.
like Mickham Sooth.
Yep.
Mm. All right, starting to see what's going on. You know, we're not from around here, but
I can
I
tell.
feel like we got off on the wrong foot. The name's Vincent Burns. I reach out my hand, shake her hand.
She sort of suspiciously takes it, shakes.
Yeah,
Claire Sooth.
Sooth. Okay. We're from Pending Adventure. Have you heard of us?
I'm from Pending Adventure.
Yeah, I pause and wait to see if she says anything.
She just kind of scowls at you.
Okay.
Do you get to Lubeck often?
No,
Mm.
I don't dare
Wow.
leave the inn.
How big is Marrowdale, for reference sake?
It's about the
Is it
size of Yaren, so probably like 200 people.
Is it like the same size of the little towns that we saw on our way up on the
The Black Crow.
way up north? Yeah.
No, it's bigger than that.
Okay.
It's a little bit smaller than like Millhaven was.
Ooh, it's Crosby sized.
Yeah, it's about Crosby size.
Real Crosby size. I'll introduce. I'll be like, I am Fedorov. I'm here to party. Or sorry, I have a contract. We're going towards the lake.
There is no lake. The lake is gone.
The lake's origin.
The whole.
Where was the lake?
The Gaffer Reservoir, Gaffer's Gulch, they call it now. Up in the mountains north of here. It used to be that all the mountains up there fed the lake, and then the lake fed all the streams reaching out to the ocean or the sea. But whatever caused the the lake to split open means that all the water just gets fed underground. We see none of it.
Have you considered building aqueducts?
She says, I don't know what an aqueduct is.
I'm assuming Fedorov doesn't know what an aqueduct is either, unless they're in Lubeck.
I'm going to say that it's probably a fair assumption. Sort of a lost art. Like how people forgot how to build aqueducts after the Roman Empire fell. Just look, if you're here about my dad, I don't have anything to do with what he did. And if you're here to make me suffer for what he did, so be it, but get it over with.
We're not here to make anybody suffer.
I would just point to the painting and be like, I'm like, your dad, presumably?
Yep. Have you met him? He was a difficult man to forget, in personality and in size.
Met him once.
He owned me, I guess I could say.
She laughs, but it's like a sounds like him.
Yeah. We didn't
I won't
part
hold
on
it
good
against you.
terms. Right.
Yeah.
She seems like a nice lady.
To be honest, I was never that close with him. I was more of an accessory. You know, the brave adventurer comes home and starts a loving family. Well, Mom didn't stick around long, and like I said, I was just a thing he could check off the list, so I don't have fond memories of him either. Not that that does me much good around here.
Yeah, what did he do that you're expecting punishment?
Word travels pretty quickly, in this part of the world, and when people found out he was involved in that attack on the temple over in Yaren, they naturally assumed that he was up to no good here, and by extension, I was up to no good here.
Well, you sure catch more flies with honey than with vinegar. Vis-a-vis crossbow bolts.
She said,
It's pretty strange that you say word travels faster in parts yet you haven't heard of pending adventures.
she says,
Weird.
must not have done anything worth hearing about.
How about Shoney's? Have you ever heard of Shoney's?
That fishing family?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, what is it? The Star House acquisition something came through, asking questions about them and offered a fat gold reward for anybody who knew anything. But
Well, they're good people.
ankle biters aren't really welcome. They don't get a very warm reception in these parts.
I furrow my brow.
Present company excluded.
All right. Well, we mean to look at that crack in the ground, and if we find anything that points toward what caused it, maybe we can find something that'll reverse it.
She says, "Yeah, you're gonna seal up the mile-wide fissure in the ground."
I know mending. That goes 1 foot at a time, so.
Strange things have happened.
Actually, I don't anymore. That's
You just
cantrip.
forgot how to do it.
No, we found out we were doing cantrips all wrong.
druids have to make everything complicated. All right. She says, "Well, I can point you in the right direction. Is there anything I can help you with?"
You got any snack drinks?
Provisions.
I'm thirsty.
You're
You got any water?
I've got a lot of. I've got a whole barrel of water.
How about like some jerky?
I'm messing. I don't need water.
She says, "Actually, we have an overabundance of salt, so we do in fact have smoked meats."
Okay. I just want to buy something.
She says, I'll sell you 5 smoked trout."
Ooh.
Whoa.
Yep. Buying it.
All right.
Where did you get these smoked trout from?
We're talking lake trout.
I made them.
Oh.
Smoked them yourself?
Yeah. It's a passion of
Oh.
mine.
Oh,
Right.
shit.
Here's my card. Will has cards.
I assume. Yeah.
We'll
It's got
talk
the
about
Pending
this
Adventure logo on it.
later. Maybe we can go into business. Sometime.
I like Ool's Shark Tank mentality.
Yeah. Getting the mead and the fish.
She's a real entrepreneur comparatively.
Smoked trout. You
What,
guys.
what does she
we
want for these trout?
She's willing to part with them for 10 silver apiece. She says, "I've got barrels of these."
Barrels? Holy shit.
You're sitting on a gold mine.
How big of a barrel are we talking?
Like these are a little bit smaller. They're like it's like a 15-gallon keg, packed to the gills with smoked trout.
Oh, Pond City. Is this place accessible from the sea or not?
It was once accessible via river.
Okay, we better fix this fissure so we can get a river going again. So we can...
Now,
All right, I'll
I
buy.
don't know if the Shoney shtick is really gonna play out very well.
I don't know. I'm
Gonna-
imagining
draw some
a very dramatic sort of, us standing over the corpse of the dying gnome saying,
Yeah. fuck
"We're
them.
Shonies. Have you heard of us?"
Never heard of us.
Yeah. And then we
Yeah, that's
own.
All right, I'm gonna get a whole keg.
All right. You bite into one of them, and it's like
Flavor Town.
yeah, it is like Flavortown. You're the mayor of Smoked Troutsville.
Of Grundle Center.
I hope we get to go to Grundle Center at some point.
Oh, it's on the docket. Don't you worry.
Does she have any empty buckets?
No, everything she has, everything that can hold something, is being used for smoked trout.
It's
Oh my
holding
God.
smoked trout. Not a lot to do in this town since the well dried up, I guess.
They had an overabundance of fish when the river dried up.
Oh God, that's sad.
You just smoked it all.
Yep.
Are we gonna keep the cask?
Yeah, it's yours.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
our cast.
She says for the cask, 5 gold. Why not?
God.
I don't get any business otherwise.
Oh man. This is gonna be a limited run mead.
Brewed in a
age
stinky fish
Trout
barrel.
infused.
No, it's just the barrel, right?
Yeah, aged
Get
in
the
a
little-
trout barrel.
And a little smack of fish.
It won't make you vomit blood.
Yeah, it'll make you vomit, just not blood.
It's an improvement.
Out your mouth instead of your eyeballs this time.
All right, yeah, I'll take a keg of fish, and here's your payment.
She says, all right. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for being decent people to me.
Anything.
It's a
We don't make
rarity for me in these parts.
we don't make a point of being indecent to strangers.
I'm actually gonna. Does she have a card? I want to get a card.
She says, I don't have a card.
All right. Well, I'll write this down. Morrowdale, Trout, Suzerain. Put that in my back pocket. For later.
Imagining you're like scorching it into the top of the barrel.
Hostile takeover? Question mark.
Yes.
Threaten to fix fissure, but at cost of town. ...
All right.
The entire region.
She says, well, is there anything... Her demeanor's completely changed at this point. Is there anything I can help you guys with?
What?
Is there any paths through the mountains that are safer than others?
Yeah.
She says, you know what, actually? Let me check something. She goes back into her back office and she comes back with a piece of cloth that has a map of a mountain trail embroidered in it, and says, "Yeah, I don't know where he got it, but somebody came to the inn last spring, and they left this with Dad. A really greasy-looking guy."
Mm-hmm.
Can I kind of trace the map over the one that I've been kind of keeping? An attempt to mimic it?
You can just have it, she says.
Snap. I will do the mimic still, and then
Okay.
I guess we'll keep the cloth.
Yeah, so it sort of lays out a path you can take that winds up through the mountains that will bring you up into this gulch. And then there's additionally some like notes that have been scribbled on it. Very clearly, the map was embroidered, but the notes have been written in what looks like red ink. It just essentially details, little things like ground very soft, sink when you stand. Rivers make trek dangerous. Like sort of hints on things to watch out for.
Nice.
This was prior to the sinkhole.
Shortly after the sinkhole, right?
It certainly seems like this was used by the expedition that went up there to explore the sinkhole.
Snap.
Why it ended up here, is still an unknown, but
I'm gonna ask her real quick if she's seen was it Magnus, and kind of describe him as he's a dwarf, right, with a big old patch of his head missing.
she says, yeah, it would have been not too long before that greasy man gave my dad that map. I remember a group of I guess I don't know what they were, but yeah, there was a dwarf that seemed to be in charge. He had a big shiny chunk of metal on his head. Seemed to be perpetually angry. They were only here for a night, and then they headed up to the up to where the reservoir was, but they never came back through when they left.
Did the greasy man appear to be wealthy?
He looked like a man that he looked out of place. Would be the best way to put it. He didn't look like an adventuring type, but he seemed very confident. He didn't seem like a city boy.
And you saw him leaving. Did you see him after he stayed here? with Margus?
Yeah, he stayed here with them, and then it must have been a couple weeks later. He, I saw him come in the dead of night. He talked to Dad, and then he left. He left this thing. She shakes the piece of cloth.
Shit. I'll give the group a glance.
Well,
He says, "Well, it's late. You know, it's getting pretty late in the day. You probably don't want to head up there now. You're welcome to stay the night here."
yeah, we'll buy a room. Is the path, um, is the mountain pass passable by with horses, or is it more of a footpath thing?
That would be a good question to ask Fedorov. She says, I don't know. I never really ventured outside of the town."
I'll like give the cloth a scour.
Give me a survival check.
Boom!
Damn, son.
Nice.
Based on the notes that have been left on this, you think it would be a poor play to try and bring the carriage up, the carriage made of solid metal up there. The notes indicate that the ground, at least in the whenever these notes were made, was very, very soft, and you would sink when you stood in it. It seems like it would be essentially you would be trying to get the cart unstuck the entire time.
All right. Well, I'm gonna ask Claire if we can leave our carriage
Stable
here.
Gummy.
Yeah. We'll pay her for it.
She looks a little nervous when you say that, and she says, I don't really like drawing attention to myself. The
We
less
couldn't tell.
the less the townsfolk think about me, the easier my life is.
Does she have like a receiving bay of sorts? We
No,
pull the cart in.
no, no. They don't. There isn't like an awning for unloading and unloading or whatever. She says she could be convinced. I mean, this is D&D, of course.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna try to persuade her. You go, well, I mean, we're only gonna be gone for at most, 2 days. And we'll pay you handsomely.
She,
At plus 10 to persuasion, man.
yeah.
Yeah, Jesus.
Yeah,
It's all he's got.
it really is. Well, I've got persuasion, deception, and performance are all plus 10.
She says, I already regret this, but okay. I'll watch after your cart and your horses.
Thank you.
Yeah, about the horses. They're self-sufficient. Well, he is, and he's technically a dog.
She
Yeah.
Technically.
gives you a very confused look.
Us
Horse dog?
gnomes, we really like dogs. We ride dogs. Technically, is a dog.
So, I'm willing to give you. We'll give you. How about 50 gold for the rooms for the night, plus holding on to our carriage and
We could maybe
horse.
bring Gummy up there. I mean, if he sinks, he's just a worm, right? Like that's his shit.
You just might not get him back.
Yeah, I'd feel
Yeah.
more safe leaving
That's
him
all my
here.
kids.
He would like it too much.
I don't want to cause like a torch and pitchfork situation because there's a giant worm, and strangers just
Well,
left a bunch of stuff at this inn.
we could have Gummy like hang out outside of town. He is self-sufficient, so he could just like
He is.
do stuff outside of town.
He'd probably be happy rooting around in the like just underground as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, likewise, if you want to bring him up, you can bring him up.
I don't feel comfortable bringing him with us.
If Tinsel were here, you'd totally bring him with.
He's not my worm to lose.
I suppose we could ask. Will he like obey our commands? Like if we're like, hey, feel free to dig around, and we'll be back in a couple days. Can we convey that?
You can give an animal handling check.
I technically have speak with small animals, and he is just a large version of a small animal. If that counts.
Unfortunately, it does not. But I mean, issue him a command. Give me an animal handling check, and we'll see how well he listens.
I'll be like, hey, Gummy, if we leave you here, just burrowing around, hanging out, will you be here in a couple days? I'm going to try to convey that complex thought to this worm.
Okay.
Nope.
So you say this sentence to him, and then his response is like, he does his like chitter thing that causes his teeth to rattle because he's got rows and rows of like, it's like how shark teeth have movable teeth or whatever. Then it makes like a chittering whistling sound, but you have no idea if that was coincidence or if that was just a sound he makes, or if he has understood your question at all.
But I'll shrug and look at the group and be like, I got nothing.
Just be discreet, Gummy. That's all I ask. And I gave the lady 50 gold.
Yeah, her jaw has dropped at the sight of 50 gold, and you see that she's got like tears in her eyes.
Yeah, I imagine that's sort of a life-changing amount of money out this far.
She says, "This is more money than I've ever seen the inn make, even in the good years."
Well, we're paying you for your discretion.
Trust me, I have nobody to tell.
This cart is drove it right off the lot, so this is brand new.
Can we put a boot on it? The old boot.
That would be a good discussion for Ty. Some sort of security measure.
So, yeah, feel free to make sure that doesn't get taken.
Maybe put it up on blocks.
Yeah, your town's a shithole, and we don't.
She says, "I know, but it's the only shithole I've ever known."
But it's my shithole. All right.
We can say that.
Cool. So yeah, here's your 50 gold. We're gonna post up here for the evening. Oh, also, if you see an orc hanging out with a soft-looking man-child, he's with us. If he's naked, that's sort of his thing. But yeah,
don't worry about his horns.
She says,
exactly.
For 50 gold, I'm not going to ask questions.
Right. If he says he's with Pending Adventure, believe him.
Okay.
Cool. I'm gonna head up to the room and just conk out.
All right, hit the hay. You guys have a big day ahead of you tomorrow.
Yeah. We spent the last night up late.
All right, I think that's where we'll call the session then.
Oh,